Morning, Trainiacs. If you're like I am, and you are faster with a pull buoy than without, odds are that you have what I would call advanced Sinky legs. You're comfortable in the water, but you would be a lot faster if you can bring your legs up in the water. So today I'm going to tell you why that might be happening and how you should fix it. Also, look who got a pair of Cheetos for Christmas. Jean Speedos. I look so good, so good. All right, Trainiacs, I've talked a lot about some tests that you can do to assess how to approach your swimming. And the first one that I always talk about is, are you able to swim 400 meters or yards, doesn't matter, without feeling out of breath whatsoever at the end of it, and without taking any breaks at the turns? If you can't yet do that, you're at the point that you need to focus on building comfort in the water. And that's why we wrote the book, Triathlon Swimming Foundations. You can get it on all the Amazons all around the world or at triathlonswimmingfoundations.com. But I want to show you some footage of me. So this is me swimming. And I have big, bulky legs. My legs tend to sink. However, I can complete that 400 meter or yard effort without any effort whatsoever. Yet, I have sinky legs still because there is an advanced sinky legs. And that's the case where I'm at, where I'm comfortable in the water, but my legs are still sinking. Sometimes this is a case of not having an activated core. Sometimes it's a case of having really big, thick, muscular legs, so it's more common to men. Sometimes it's just the case that there is some aspect of technique that you can work on. Do you need to work on this? Well, the test that I would use for that is, are you faster swimming with a pull buoy than without? In my case, the answer to that is definitely yes. So even though I'm swimming around 31 minutes for a half Ironman, around 64 minutes for a full Ironman, going very easy, there's still aspects of sinky legs that I need to work on. I want to show you now some footage that we took of Lucy Charles Barkley and her husband, Reese Charles Barkley. Both very accomplished swimmers, obviously, really comfortable in the pool. And you can actually see some moments in their swimming if you stop certain frames where it almost looks like their legs are completely in behind them. There is no frontal drag whatsoever with their legs. This is what we're shooting for. However, this is really hard to do. It's not natural. You are going to have to work on it if you have advanced sinky legs. And the reason for that is, well, we walk forward, so all of our legs are forward when we're walking. We are in the time trial arrow position, so all of our legs, our hands, that's all forward. We sit at a desk, everything's forward. Everything that we do brings our limbs forward. But when we're swimming, we need everything to be backward. We need to almost be kind of like we're boogie boarding and going like this with our legs right kicked up in behind us so that they aren't creating drag. How do you do that? Well, I'm going to give you the 3-step process that I'm currently using that you can use to gradually bring those legs up closer and closer to the surface, reducing your drag, increasing your speed, making you more balanced. You aren't going to be as taxed at the same efforts, or you are going to be able to be faster at the same efforts. That's what we're shooting for. So first thing that you've got to do is stabilize your core. Think of your body in the water as a seesaw, where the fulcrum in the middle are your lungs. Your lungs are the most buoyant part of your body. Now, if you end up bringing up your chest on this side, your legs are going to go down. If you're able to push that chest deeper into the water, sure, your legs might come up, but it's only going to come up if your body is stable and solid and you've got a nice tight core like this pencil. If you got a tight core and you press your chest into the water and your upper body goes deeper into the water, your legs will come up. But you have to have that nice tight activated core. And the drills that I like to use for it are kick drills. I talk a lot about how you should kick as minimally as possible because our legs are huge muscles and it burns through a ton of oxygen. But kicking is really, really good for activating and stabilizing your core. So what you want to do is kick as little as possible while not shimmying your upper body. You want to keep that nice and stable, but while keeping your heels just kissing out the surface of the water. And the drill that I like to use for doing this is kicking with a snorkel, no fins, no board. And when you do that drill, here's what I want you to do. Instead of looking straight down, I want you to look up at about a 45 or 60 degree angle. This is going to be more similar to what you have to do when you're sighting in open water. What that's going to naturally do is drive your feet down. But what I want you to focus on is bringing those heels up, focusing almost more on the up kick, stabilizing that core, and getting those heels just kissing through the surface of the water. And if you can do that, what that's going to do is create a bit of a banana shape in your body. So you can almost think of it like look forward, and then that is going to drive your legs down. But if you can focus on bringing those legs up at the surface of the water, as you can see, the heels just kissing through the surface of the water, what that's going to do is it's going to create that natural shape, kind of like how Lucy and Reese do. And if you can build that drill up to the point that you can kick across a 25 meter or a yard pool in under 40 seconds, you have this licked. Then you move on to the next step. The next step is getting your arm right. And you might think, well, how is my arm going to actually help me bring my feet up? Well, I want to show you. Right here, I've done a few strokes with a method that will end up driving your legs down. If you look at this arm stroke, what's happening is my arm is actually pointed up. What's going to happen is as you're moving forward, the current is going to then drive your hand up, which, remember the seesaw, it's going to then drive your legs down, as you can see here in this footage. Now, if we go forward, you'll notice that I actually changed my stroke to something a little bit different, and it's right here. So here, I enter, and you'll notice the difference. Arm is pointed down. What that's going to do is, because our arms weigh somewhere around 10 kilograms each, as we go out, it's going to pull our upper body lower. And if we've got that activated core from the first kick drill, boom, guess what's getting up closer to the surface of the water? So think, arm definitely pointed down. The next and final thing that I want you to work on is, as you can see, I did a similar sort of thing. I did a few kicks with a method that I wouldn't recommend. Legs really, really low. And what's normal is that your body might be activated, but then you have a big kick here and you have to bend your knee to get up to the surface of the water. That all along here is going to end up creating drag. Instead, what I want you to focus on is, we'll go forward, and it's a little bit bubbly, but you can see that as I started focusing more on having that banana shape, it's able to bring that leg up so that the front quad doesn't really create a whole lot of drag. It stays underneath that body plane. Here's how you do that, because this is hard. So as I mentioned before, everything that we do is very in front of us. We sit at a desk, we sit in a car, we get into the aero bars, everything is in front of us, and what that does is it shortens our hip flexors here. So when we try to get our legs way in behind us, it's really hard to do because we're tight here. And what you need to do is actually open up that hip. And how you do that is by just while you're watching TV at night, hold this stretch here, which you should be feeling along here. You can put a hand over your head, and the way to really feel it is to, instead of sticking your butt out, tuck your butt in and try to flatten your lower back. And the key to fixing these tight hips is to hold this on each side for 2 to 3 minutes. A 20-second stretch, a 30-second stretch, a 1-minute stretch, that has actually been shown to basically just stretch the muscle temporarily and then it goes back. But if you hold these stretches in areas that you're trying to actually fix for a long period of time, for a permanent fix, you need to hold it for about 2 to 3 minutes of a static stretch at least 3 or 4 times a week. That's why I say just do it while you're watching TV. Just do this. Watch some TV. Simple as that. So that's the approach that I recommend for addressing advanced Sinky legs. But how do you then translate it into your regular swimming? On teamtrainiac.com, what I recommend for every single one of our workouts, what we do is we do a chunk of easy swimming right at the start of the workout where we go 25 drill, 25 swim, 25 drill, 25 swim, 25 drill, 25 swim, back and forth and back and forth. And what this does is it allows you to, in the drill, set a technique that you want to work on, and then boom, when you do it immediately into swimming afterwards, you're going to pull that technique gradually into that swim. It also sets the tone for the rest of the workout. So that's how we start every single swim workout on teamtrainiac.com. And if advanced Sinky legs is something that you are personally working on, you can be like me and do a drill like that kick drill where you're doing 25 kick with a snorkel, making sure that the heels are up at the surface of the water, immediately into 25 swimming, and then for the rest of the workout, try to remember what that sensation is like. So that's a couple of things that you can do. If you can't yet swim 400 meters or yards without feeling out of breath, check out Triathlon Swimming Foundations at triathlonswimmingfoundations.com or on any Amazons all around the world. And if you are already there being able to complete that 400 test, check us out at teamtrainiac.com. Lots of great training going on there. And if you aren't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button below. Later, Trainiacs.